a Sandman series is in development over at Netflix. I brushed over this article because I was pretty busy the other day when this broke. But Josh, do you know anything else about this? I know this is a pretty big deal. Uh,
Yeah,
so
and that's funny. It's something that I was gonna mention when you asked me like what I thought about it. I know absolutely nothing about Sandman. All I know is that this is a property that DC and Vertigo have been trying to get made for years. I can't tell you how many shows and like movies that they had planned. I know most recently before them kind of ordering a full series, full season for Netflix, is Joseph Gordon-Levitt was actually attached to a Sandman
right
movie.
to write, direct, and star as
Yeah,
Sandman.
like he was gonna do everything, and of course, in uh, typical DC
Hollywood
fashion,
fashion.
it got stuck in development hell.
Development hell.
Some disagreements with the script and the direction of the film and things of that nature, and then it, of course, ultimately fell apart. And this happened back in, I believe, 2017, if I'm not mistaken. And we hadn't heard
Right.
anything about the project at all, whether or not it was going to be moving forward, if it was canceled completely, what they were going to do. And then, lo and behold, we find out, this week that they're going to create a Netflix series, and I think it's 11 episodes. They ordered like a full 11 episode season, and I mean, cool. Like I said, I know nothing about Sandman whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean,
All I know is that
I
he's
know
like,
he has. I know he's like travels through dreams or something like that.
yeah, he's like, and he's like super powerful, like mega
Yeah.
powerful.
So I think the budget's gonna have to be pretty high for a series like this, and I think Netflix would be the perfect place to do it. They got the money.
Oh yeah, no, Netflix is rolling in the bread. Here, I'm trying to find like a specific actually, we wrote an article about it. It's up on
Oh.
the MediaByte.com.
It's on
and, yeah.
plugging the MediaByte.com.
Yeah, look at that! Look at that sweet plug. Yeah. So Sandman. It says Sandman follows Dream, an entity of immense power who exists as the embodiment of dreams and imagination, and he's a part of a group called the Endless. And they're a group of siblings that all individually control various forces within the universe that they exist in. So it is very much like out there in terms of just like its setting.
Mhm. That it just sounds like it is a Vertigo property, so I mean it makes sense for it to be completely out there, for it to be completely out of. I'm just surprised Warner Brothers wouldn't be doing like this type of show for their own streaming service.
Yeah, well, they got their own issues with the streaming service, so I mean, whatever.
No, not DC Universe, but like Warner Brothers.
Oh, like the Warner Media
The thing-
streaming service. Okay.
Yeah,
gotcha.
that one. I'm surprised they would let it go into Netflix.
Yeah, it says the series begins with Dream being Dream, I guess, being the main protagonist, being wrongfully captured in a prison, escaping after 70 years, and embarking on a journey to reclaim his throne as the King of Dreams. Dude,
This sounds like so out
it
here, like
really
so out there.
does. Oh man.
But yeah, I'm gonna see it whenever it comes out. If it's gonna be on Netflix, I still got my subscription.
I'll tell you what though, like DC kind of partnering with Netflix is a really great sign. It's, you've got Sandman that's coming out on Netflix. You've got Titans that airs on Netflix. Once the season is over, and I'm not sure if Doom Patrol is gonna go on there, but like, hey, like if this whole DC Universe thing does an app, just why not just try to like make a deal with Netflix, because Netflix is gone with all of the Marvel Netflix shows are over. Like that partnership's kind of over and done with. So it's just like, hey, Netflix might become a viable platform for DC to kind of pump out some new products.
I kind of wish that was the case, but if I were Warner Brothers, I'd keep it in your pocket, just like save it all for the Warner Brothers streaming service.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, are we even sure that like WB wants it? Because like this streaming service is by DC. I mean, of course, Warner Brothers plays a part in it, but I don't know.
No, I'm saying like I think like why would they, like for Titans and Doom Patrol, like I feel like they should integrate it into the Warner Brothers streaming service, and including Sandman, the upcoming Sandman. So I don't know.
I think the creator of the comic is actually working on the show, which is a great thing.
Tanner wrote up the article. Shout out to Tanner. Sandman creator and writer Neil Gaiman both serving as executive producer.
So he...
Oh, and David Goyer.
David S. Goyer, who is just like, he has his hands in everything.
Yeah, he's got his hands on Krypton. He worked on the Dark Knight trilogy. He
Worked
wrote
on
Man of Steel.
I think he did a little bit of work on BVS.
Yeah, and also Alan Heinberg, who wrote Wonder Woman, the very first not Iron Man, Wonder Woman.
The very first Iron Man film.
Yeah, he's gonna be the showrunner and the writer, with David Goyer and Neil Gaiman. So the three of them are the ones working on the show. I think that's an interesting pairing.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean,
the comic writer,
yeah,
David Goyer and Alan Heinberg, all have had hands in obviously DC genres. So I think, I don't know. This just sounds goofy, not goofy, but like dark and twisted as hell. So bring it on. I'm down for it.
yeah. We probably won't hear anything much after this. We probably won't hear anything until like maybe the end of the year when they're like casting and doing like pre-production and stuff like that. I just wonder.
Right.
I just wonder because like just based on that description of what the Sandman comics are, like it definitely seems like it would be like a very visually heavy project. So I'm just hoping that that Netflix gives them a budget that they can actually work with, where things don't look like doo doo. So.
Well, I mean they just showed off some pictures for the upcoming The Witcher. And that looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Like in terms of budget, like it looks pretty high in scale.
Well, the thing is also we're
And
not looking at any of like the monsters and like griffins and weird shit
yeah, that's
that's
true.
in The Witcher.
But the Stranger Things has proved in terms of scale that Netflix can handle scale. Lost in Space, I think. The Crown is pretty big in scale in terms of the production value. And other weird shows that Netflix does, they go all out in terms of scale. So I don't think they'll hold back on something like Sandman. Even Umbrella Academy, which is weird as hell.
Umbrella Academy is a very strange show. Like Poe, the little monkey.
Yeah, as the dean or whatever.
I think or like the butler or some weird shit like that.
Yeah, I kind of forgot what his role was, but
Pogo.
Yeah,
I said
Netflix-
Poe. It was Pogo.
Pogo.
Like the
yeah.
stick.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, I think I'm on board for this. I'm on board for the show.
Heck yeah, dude.